what is your relationship like with faith?
I believe in God. I'm not super religious. I wouldn't really go to church that often, like, when I was young, because, like, we'd be at meets on the weekends and stuff, too, and, like, we just didn't really go, but I did go to Vacation Bible School, like, leading up to that. Like, when I was young, I went to Vacation Bible School, and then, like, I always wanted to go to Hume Lake, and I got to go to Hume Lake, and, I was definitely, like, more open when I, like, going to those camps and stuff, because, like, you're there with a bunch of people, and you're just, like, kind of learning about it, and I just, like, wasn't super surrounded by it, but, like, my grandma was Catholic, and so my family members, like, above my parents were, but my parents always gave me, like, the option to choose, and, like, I believe in God and I pray, but I just don't go to church, and I'm terrible for that, but but I should do more about that, but yeah.
I don't think you can even say you're terrible because of that, because everybody has their own relationship with religion, and
Yeah.
quite frankly, that's one thing that I am not scared to criticize or judge openly. Like, I think nobody should be judged by their relationship.
Yeah.
Whether it is or isn't existent shouldn't be the case. Like, it's crazy to see how, for example, there are stickers all the time on cars that say something about, like, honk for Jesus, or, like, oh, Jesus is our Savior, something like that.
Yeah.
But if you had a sticker that said the complete opposite, like, Jesus isn't real or something like that, people would get extremely angry. And it's like, well, why? Like, if people are accepting of your beliefs, why would you not be accepting of theirs? So for you to say, like, oh, it's terrible for me to not do that, like, I don't think it's terrible. That's your personal relationship with it, and that's that.
I feel like it's probably just, like, what is expected of you if you do, you know, and, like, I don't know. I feel like I used to think, like, if I didn't, like, I don't know. I guess it just depends on, like, what kind of people you're surrounding yourself with. But, like, I didn't go to church, and, like, the people that did would be like, oh, like, kind of, like, more judgy about you not going, you know? But I guess it doesn't really matter. Like, it is your own relationship, so.
When people are pushy about going to church, what's funny to me is, like, just ask them why.
Yeah. Like, why do you want me to go?
And genuinely be curious and see, like, why.
Yeah.
And what's surprising is they don't have an answer. And I'm saying this as I went to a Catholic school in high school, like, kindergarten through senior year. And if you really just, like, look at somebody and ask them why.
Yeah.
There's not really a concrete answer, which is always interesting. If they can, that's amazing and that's awesome for them. But I think it's interesting how different athletes use faith in comparison to non-athletes per se.
Yeah.
Because many people just follow that path of, because of my family, because of the school I went to and my friends and my culture. It's pretty much culture.
Yeah.
But with athletes, and that's why I was asking, with athletes, it's almost like an extra source of motivation. Mm-hmm. It can take the pressure away at times to just have that sense of belief.
Yeah.
And praying could be like meditation or a mantra.
Yeah.
And it's like, fundamentally, it's the same thing.
Yeah. And I don't think I have, like, that kind of relationship, you know? Like, I am not that strong in my faith at all. Like, I think that maybe that's something that I can explore more now that I'm done, too. Like, I felt like before, like, it was, like, something that is, like, pushed to the side because I have all this other stuff going on, and, like, I think religion is kind of like a purpose. It gives you a purpose in life. And, like, I felt like that was already, like, kind of taken up, like, with gymnastics. Like, okay, this is my purpose right now. And, like, I think it's something that I'm definitely going to, like, explore more and, like learn more about and, like, get into more as I'm done, too. Which, like, is kind of different of what you're saying, because you're saying, like, people, like, rely on that as something that they can rely on. Like, yeah.
Well, it's not something that people will tell you, like, oh, it is my motivation. But when you really listen to the why behind people, it tends to be motivation. Yeah. Because it's like, I don't know if I can hit this routine, but it's in God's hands. Yeah. So it takes the pressure away and it takes the stress away, and you can focus on doing whatever your routine is confidently. Yeah. Or you can say, I don't know, like, it's God's plan, and it just takes everything away.
Yeah, I know. I think that is good, but I'm the opposite. I'm like, this is on me. This is me. I'll tell myself before I go, I'm like, okay, you totally got this. And, like, no, you're going to make your team before you get on the beam. You've worked through this. Like, I'm in, like, the opposite of that way for some reason. I don't know why.
What makes you believe?
In God?
Yeah.
I think just it is like a sense of hope, you know, like you hope that there's something after, you hope that someone is up there and like you get to see your loved ones after, and like in times of like need and like in times of like being grateful, it's like something that you can like thank for everything that's happened, or that you could be like, please help me in this time. Like it's just like something that is like there, and like that's why I say like I don't do enough, because like I don't think about it a lot, you know. It's just like in good times or in bad times. Like I don't really think about it in the middle times.
That's exactly what I mean by motivator.
Yeah.
Because in bad times, it's that hope that keeps you going.
Yeah, yeah.
In good times, it's that reflection of gratitude.
Yeah.
And that meditation or mantra or whatever it may be. Like, I think, and it's funny, and I'll pick your brain with this and see how you feel, but you mentioned that it's just in case like there's something afterlife, like that afterlife that is waiting for us, and being able to see some people and etc.
Yeah.
What if there were an afterlife to your collegiate career?
Like
not heaven, but I mean like a few years from now.
Yeah.
Let's say that this retirement is the death of your collegiate gymnastics career.
Yeah.
And there is an afterlife where all of the previous collegiate gymnasts and all of the previous Golden Bears are there.
Yeah.
And you can do gymnastics with them. Think about that relationship and how much it would change your previous season, in the sense that you knew that it was the very end.
Yeah.
So you made the best of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, my personal relationship is, I like to think to myself, maybe there isn't an afterlife, and that's what makes me make the best out of the moment I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah, because you don't know. You really don't know.
No.
No one knows. And yeah, I know. I look at it like, because I lost a lot of people like from a young age, or like in a short span of time, like I just like want to see them again, whether it's like you get to live there, or just like when you're passing into wherever you go next, like I just want to like say hi like one more time, you know, like that's like all I would want to do. But like I don't know, because I think that's what makes life important, is like, or makes life like meaningful, is because it's not forever.
Yeah, you feel the most alive when you're closest to death.
Yeah.
And that's what makes knowing that the end is near, whether it's college, whether it's a sport, whether it's life, a chapter, a relationship, whatever it is, that's what makes it even better.
Yeah, I agree.
It's an interesting take, and I just like to pick people's brains with that. I think everybody has their own relationship. I don't think there's right or wrong.
Yeah.
But it's interesting seeing how it plays a role, especially in athletes.
Yeah.
Because, it keeps people going.
Yeah.